I think rock and roll and fashion are very symbiotic, and you know, people can sometimes put together a look that you can see a mile away, and it says something. It's a statement. I think because of all the different sort of musicians and just flamboyant kind of artists that were around me, eventually I started to develop a sort of a style of my own that was somewhere along the same lines, but without really making an effort to do it. You know, sort of the fashion statement back then was sort of like the sort of hair metal, and that was all influenced by stuff that had gone on way prior to that in the 70s, which was stuff like T-Rex and the New York Dolls, Gary Glitter. We were influenced by that too, but it was a more sort of raw, gritty kind of version of it. We didn't spend a lot of time in front of the mirror fixing the hair and doing the hairspray, but you know, we still sort of like had that little bit of a feminine side with the braces and stuff, but we were very, very masculine. And we hated the other 80s bands because we always thought that that whole sort of, you know, big hair and makeup look was just a big rip-off, and it was very much a facade and very transparent and not genuine. And we of course knew that we were like the real article. You know, at one point I stole this top hat, you know, and I thought, oh, that looks cool, and I had a concho belt and I cut it in half and I put it around there, and it just became something that I felt comfortable wearing, and had no idea that it was really any kind of a fashion statement. Now it's become very recognizable, so when I'm like at home in LA, I don't dare wear the hat out in public because it's like asking for attention. I don't bother thinking about, well, should I try to augment my look further with something, or should I try to change it, or if people are expecting me to look a certain way or whatever. It's just sort of like, I'm very lazy about it, so I don't want to give it that much thought. I'm too busy thinking about music and other stuff to be sort of bothered.
Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And you guys probably have seen all these photos of Guns N' Roses before, but one thing you've probably never seen, or one thing you've never seen in common amongst all these photos, is that all the clothing that Guns N' Roses are wearing in each of these 4 photos was designed by the same guy. And that guy is a fashion designer named Ray Brown. Now that name may not ring any bells for you guys, but you've probably seen his designs everywhere, especially in 80s hair metal. So he was one of the most memorable fashion designers in the 80s, and he still designs a lot of clothing for some of the world's biggest rock stars and pop stars. So in the 80s, he was dressing Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, Judas Priest, Guns N' Roses, of course, Bon Jovi, and Metallica, and the list goes on and on. Now, he himself never counted himself as a designer. He thought he was more of a visionary who would sit down with each band and talk to them about what they wanted, and then he would go ahead and make their clothes. So Vice News did a good interview with him, and he talked a bit about how he hooked up with Guns N' Roses. And the story was pretty simple with Guns N' Roses. He said, well, when they came to me, they didn't have any money. They'd blown it all on drugs, and that was their advance. They blew on drugs. This friend of theirs offered to buy them all a pair of leather pants each, washable leathers. She brought them to me, and they would come down with no money. Slash would ask to borrow money off of me for a pack of Marlboros. Steven would be throwing up in my trash can because he just injected heroin. Then they couldn't get management, and everyone they'd approached didn't want to know. So I called a friend of mine named Alan Niven to see them play, and he signed them. Then as they began to get more popular, Axel got weirder and weirder. There was one instant where I was really busy, and he wanted me to pick up a denim vest he wanted patches added to. I'd sent a girl I had to help me pick it up from Axel, and he was so annoyed that I didn't come see him personally that he threw a chair through the window at her. She came back to me so upset. He's bipolar, and when he didn't take his medication, he was nutty. He was regularly a day late to make overseas flights for tours. I don't think I did any work for him after that. I just told him to F off. And the topic of Guns N' Roses came up once again in the interview. The interviewer asked, say, did a lot of bands in the 80s wear your clothing day to day? He said, well, I mean, if you saw them on the street, you know they were in a band from the way they put the clothes together. For instance, Guns N' Roses all the time would wear the same stuff during the day straight onto the stage. They didn't even get changed. That certainly wouldn't be the last time that the members of Guns N' Roses would be working with a fashion designer. In fact, in 2007, Velvet Revolver was out promoting their second album, Libertad, and they happened to strike up a business relationship with John Varvatos, whose clothes I absolutely love, although I think his shit is really overpriced and ridiculous. Anytime I've bought any of his clothes, I've either gotten them for free or I've got them greatly reduced on sale. So in 2007, the members of Velvet Revolver were in a campaign for John Varvatos, and this is actually one of the promo reels that they used, and it's basically just the members, wearing John Varvatos, that was whatever was in that season. And it was really Matt Sorum's idea. He's always been this fashionista type when it came to the members of Guns N' Roses, and he was able to hook up with John Varvatos and get the band featured that season. Now, if you're a fan of Slash, there's something called Julien's Auction. It's a charity where a lot of rock stars basically give away some of their personal belongings, whether it's clothing, guitars, anything that they own, and people, just the public, can basically bid on them, and all the money goes to charity. And here's a snippet of an interview with Slash where he shows off some of the stuff that's on sale. And if you guys remember, I went to LA back in November of 2017. I got my hands on the Julien's Auction book, courtesy of Kevin, and I'm going to be going through some of the stuff that was on sale and how much some of Slash's clothing actually costed, in addition to other stuff he had for sale.
A lot of history. So I can't explain on a little card exactly what that history is. So people will pick stuff up and not even necessarily know what's gone on with that particular item, but I definitely do. It does help. It doesn't.
Hey everybody, while I'm in LA, I wanted to take a break and do something different. We talked about all the sites we saw, and Kevin gave me this. This is actually a collection of Slash's stuff that was up for auction in 2011, and I wanted to just show you some of the stuff that was available. It's no longer available, but it once was. So half of it's Michael Jackson stuff, but a lot of it is Slash's personal stuff that was actually for sale. So there's some cool, photos of Slash. There's a lot of his jewelry and even a lot of his clothing that was up for sale. So I guess Julien's Auction, they have a lot of rock stars who donate their stuff there, and I think it goes to a charity of some sort. And some of the stuff from Slash is like really for hardcore fans. Like there was even stuff like his furniture was for sale. Like these are some of the actual antiques and like stuff he used to have in his house. And there's some history given to it too, like when he was bought by Slash, and it gives you the range of how much it thinks it'll actually sell for. So it's, you go to the auction and you bid against other people. This kind of stuff, for me as a fan, I'm not really interested in a lot of his furniture, but it's kind of cool. You can get a sense of how his house was decorated at one point in time. The real cool stuff I want to show you is more of the stuff having to do with like rare photos, even like his clothing. Some of his guitars were actually for sale. There's like this black and white photo of Slash as well that was for sale. Some of these photos go for crazy prices, like $200 to $400. There's leather jackets for sale from Slash. So he talks about it was actually stolen from one evening at the Cat House nightclub. My security guard and I tracked down the thief, beat him up, and got it back. So this one was supposed to go for $800 to $1,200. And then there's also photos of Slash wearing the jacket to put some context to it as well. There's also a lot of jewelry from Slash if you guys are into that kind of thing. There's even like platinum records. And framed double awards presented to Slash by the IFPI in Australia. So a lot of this stuff is like countries where Guns sell a lot of records, they get like platinum records or wherever it may be. There's remember Slash wore that Rolling Stone shirt. I think it was at the Freddie Mercury tribute. I think he wore that shirt. So that shirt is for sale. So it's just a little taste of some of the stuff that Slash is selling. I asked Kevin, he didn't actually buy really any of this stuff, but he said he did get the catalog for it. And I think he wasn't really collecting a lot of GNR stuff back in 2011 when this was for sale. So I just wanted to show you guys this. I'll just keep flipping and show you guys some more stuff. So that shirt that Slash wore, this is from 1994 when Slash played Wembley Stadium at I think it was Night of 100 Guitars or something. So that shirt is actually for sale. And it's kind of crazy. See, it tells the whole story. It was $2,000 to $3,000. It's actually his whole stage outfit. So it's the pants as well, and this is the shirt. And here's some more antiques, stuff that Slash had in his house. This is actually a jukebox that was owned by Slash. The jukebox, item 277, it says, with multicolored lights and vintage-style decor. It was actually purchased by Slash in the early 1990s during the GNR days, $2,000 to $4,000. You can buy it, and then there's also like a disco ball. I'm actually kind of surprised he actually had a disco ball at some point in time, but it was actually a mirror disco ball. 100, 200 bucks. I mean, some of the stuff is really affordable, while other stuff is a lot more expensive. So these are some outfits, like that shirt that he wore was actually for sale, $400 to $600, and it tells you when he wore it. You know, Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, November 9th, 2007. Some more jewelry, some stuff from the Velvet Revolver days. Yeah, some leather clothing, some performance photographs signed. This stuff, there's some stuff of Slash. You know, this says Ronnie Wood. I think these are actually photographs that are owned by Slash. He just purchased for his home and collection and stuff. This is a cool photo. I don't think a lot of you guys have seen. I've seen this on the internet before. This is Slash, apparently with his mountain lion. So I'm just trying to see where it says. Pair of black leather pants. Yeah, so it's actually the outfit, not so much the photo, but this is actually his pet panther, Curtis, that he snuck into the Four Seasons after the 94 earthquake destroyed one of his homes. And I've seen Slash wear that shirt before in concert too on the GNR Use Your Illusion tour as well. They have a lot of like random stuff like rock and roll shirts that Slash wore. You could probably go purchase these online for a hell of a lot cheaper, but because they're worn by Slash, it's definitely more expensive. This is a shirt I remember. This is actually a jacket I remember Slash wearing a lot in the VR days, like during the Contraband days. This was actually for sale. I actually really like the jacket. It's got different band patches on it, and it says this was worn a lot by Slash, including August 24th at the annual Kerrang Awards in London, $1,000 to $2,000. It also includes the T-shirt from Motorhead, which is actually not a bad price, I gotta say. And then these are of course all U.S. prices. There's some cool drawings here. Some Velvet Revolver posters and stuff, you know, when Alice in Chains was opening for them. Some more furniture from Slash. Some more furniture, if you guys are interested in that. Cool rock and roll cushions and stuff. Ralph Lauren throw pillows, $200 to $400. I really like this shirt of Slash. Dare, I don't know, you guys must have it in the US, but Dare was like a program they teach you in like elementary school to like keep you away from drugs, and I can't remember what it stands for, but Slash is wearing a shirt that says drugs are really excellent. I really found that funny. So I guess he's worn that before in concert, maybe in the VR days. This is another really favorite photo of mine. This was, I think, taken during the Snake Pit days. This was a photo that was taken by one of Guns N' Roses' photographers, Gene Kirkland. So, you know, everybody knows Robert John, but Gene Kirkland was also a photographer for GNR back, I think, during the early days and definitely the Use Your Illusion days. So I think that was Snake Pit 95, if I'm not mistaken. This is another shirt that Slash wore in London when he was playing, I guess, with Steven Tyler. That one went for $600 to $800. At least that's what the estimated value was. His Slash Les Paul Epiphone, his Epiphone guitar was $4,000 to $6,000. I'm kind of curious to know, like, was there any items that actually didn't sell? Because I mean, how many people are going to be spending money on Slash's jewelry? I'm kind of curious. How many people show up to these actual auctions? But I'd love to know from you guys in the comments, like, what would you buy of Slash's if you had a chance? There's some necklaces of Slash and some jewelry of his for sale. Remember the Black Death vodka that, you know, he used to endorse Black Death vodka, but I guess apparently he had some shirts kicking around during the VR days as well. So that was for sale. Black Death vodka, that was $600 to $800 it was going for. I've got some more leather jackets, got some more rock and roll shirts. This is another photograph of Slash as well. So this one is apparently taken, framed photo, May 9th, 2004 at the Roxy. So here's Slash's top hat. So if you guys ever wanted to buy his actual top hat, it's actually $1,000 to $2,000. Some more jewelry. This was cool. I'd never seen this before. So this is Slash's Snake Pit Ain't Life Grand original artwork. So the image featured is a cobra with a nose ring, top hat, and cigarette, acrylic on canvas, signed MEAB1 in the lower right. So that was pretty cool for you Snake Pit fans. And then there's just some dinosaur stuff as well on Slash's book. And there's Jeff right there.
Hey guys.
So that's pretty much it for the Slash auction. He does have a bunch of pinball machines he was also selling. Sadly, I don't think the GNR machine was actually on here. He had a South Park pinball machine, which I didn't even know existed. There was this Viper Night Drive, and so I think this was the pinball machine that Slash actually contributed a song to in like 1999 or 1998. I think it was a Snake Pit song or something. And then there's some more Slash furniture. These are apparently some books he was a fan of. He's a big reader, so he had some books on rock and roll. And then some more patio furniture. If you guys want Slash's patio furniture, it's actually pretty reasonably priced as well. More dinosaur stuff. He had some motorcycles. Actually, a car of his for sale too. Later on in this book, there's some more shirts. I didn't even know Live Era sold 1 million copies, but apparently he got a platinum record award for that, because Live Era sold pretty poorly, you know, relatively speaking, for GNR records. There's some more photos of Slash. There's, you know, Slash from the VR days. So that outfit was for sale. There's him with Scotty Ian of Anthrax. That outfit he was wearing is actually for sale as well. So the outfit is, you know, $1,500 to $2,500. Some more outfits Slash was wearing, in t-shirts. This is the car. Yeah, that's the car. This is for sale. So it's a 1966 black Corvette Stingray Sports Coupe. That one actually was selling for $90,000 to $100,000, and I think he took a photo with it back during the Snake Pit days. You guys, this is pretty sure it's the Snake Pit days. Yeah, 95. It's a cool poster if you ever want to get it in your room or something. And then got some more Slash stuff. And we should be hitting the Michael Jackson stuff here pretty soon. There's some cool stuff from there's some cool blazers and color images and coats as well for sale. There's like a Velvet Revolver promo photo. And then the infamous 2011 Super Bowl, the top hat and the outfit. That one was actually for sale. That's $4,000 to $6,000. I imagine that probably got bought by somebody. And then that famous, remember that necklace he used to wear like in the early Velvet Revolver days with the dollar sign? Well, this one is actually a bit different. There's also one with the dollar sign. Yeah, Snake Pit. There's also one with the dollar sign he used to wear, but there's some more stuff, some jewelry of his. How much does this jewelry go for sale? $400 to $600. Yeah, and then there's crucifix theme, $300 to $500. There's more Slash worn outfits. Man, he must have had a huge closet full of clothes. He probably still does. There's the BC Rich Mockingbird guitar, $3,000 to $5,000. He's got another top hat, $2,000 to $3,000 for sale. That top hat's been stolen too. I think some guy stole it and tried to sell it on eBay, and that's, I think, it for the Slash stuff.
Well, there was the hat that was lost after the American Music Awards from Velvet Revolver.
Oh, he lost that one in the American
Music Awards. That one was stolen out of his limo and returned.
I think the rest of it's just Michael Jackson stuff. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. That is what was available at one point in time for Slash from Julien's auction. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you subscribe.
Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns.